Asante Speaker. Natumai watu wamezungumzia mambo mengi na Finance Bill 2025 nimeona watu wana dissect vizuri. Nimeingia kama I think Comrade Mwanasiti alikuwa anazungumza na Comrade Mulamba pia akazungumza vizuri, na naona David pia amezungumzia na akaguzia pale CDF ambayo pia wanataka ku make ikue in the constitution, ikue constitutional. In short, our MPs accept that they've been implementing an unconstitutional thing.
Yes.
They have been implementing an unconstitutional CDF, and now they want to make it constitutional. Na pia wanafikiria ni wajanja, wameileta wakati ambao pia tuna discuss Finance Bill 2025. So wanafikiria we are going to be very tired to the extent that we cannot discuss both Finance Bill 2025 and at the same time discuss NGCDF, Constitutional Amendment Bill 2025. But let me tell them this. The people of Kenya have established that the CDF, or what you now call it, the NGCDF, has been unconstitutional all along. And that means your quest for constitutionalizing NGCDF is a failure. So the National Assembly and the Senate have failed us. That is why tunasema, and I have seen, I was following one of these lives, someone is making a proposition that instead of us focusing on one supreme position, well, supreme in our minds, the presidency, why don't we then ensure we have a powerful parliament? Why don't we ensure that we have 300 MPs in the National Assembly, progressive people? Why don't we ensure that we have 39 senators, progressive senators, who are not going to be pocketed by the president? So that then if we have such people, it doesn't matter whom we have as a president. It won't matter whether we have Ruto or whether we have Moi reincarnate or whoever it is. They will not be able to do this bullshit. So that's why as young people, we have to mobilize, we have to organize, and we have to ensure that we find ways in which we can get good leaders actually winning. The history has been that he who has the heaviest pockets wins. He who has the deepest pockets wins. That is the problem that we have. In most cases, those with the deepest pockets are never the best. In most cases, those with the deepest pockets are never the best. Inaitwa kakistocracy, where we don't elect people meritocracy, on merit basis, but we elect them because they have the deepest pockets. Now, how can we bring our heads together as progressive forces and ensure that good people with shallow pockets actually get to be elected into positions? It is possible. It is doable. It is very doable. The problem is that we don't want to do the heavy lifting of convincing people, the people of Kenya, that it is possible. And that is why we have to take it upon ourselves. Those of us who are here, we are about 40 people here. We have to take it upon ourselves to do the hard job of telling Kenyans that we are convinced, we have established that it is possible for good ethical leaders without money to be elected. We have to do that work. And some of us have started that work. Why don't we have those who have not joined us to join us? And we walk this path together in ensuring that we walk across all the corners of Kenya and convince people, those who still do not see the sense in what we are doing, that it is possible to have a complete overhaul of the system. It is possible. And I dare say we have an option. We have an option. Some people are forcing us to talk about individuals. I don't like talking about individuals. I like talking about issues. And that's why right now, the discussion even by the mainstream media is so wired to ensure you and I, speak about individuals. That is the problem we have. So that then, in the mouths of every Kenyan, every day someone must talk about either manyora, or someone must talk about Ruto, or someone must talk about Raila, or someone must... What business do we have always talking about these politicians who've been in this space for 30, 40, 50 years? What business do we have speaking about them? Are we not able to actually speak about issues? And if we have to speak about individuals, then why don't we change or shift the conversation and focus to talk about individuals who are actually making real change in Kenya? We should stop focusing on individuals who they have gained much more than they have contributed to the struggle. And that means we have to shift from speaking about these individuals and speak about issues and speak about how we are going to change the current political system and how we are going to get a good system for the future of you and I, who are still young and God willing still have 30, 40, 50 years to live. So we must emancipate ourselves. We must change our minds, and I'm happy that most of us here have changed our minds and we see the future very clearly. Why don't we take the hard job by ourselves? Cascade the energy down to the villages and tell them that the time is now for us to realize the change that some of us have fought for many years. Another thing, it is time to ask questions. We can't have people always in the struggle, but doing the same things every other year and expecting big changes. We have people who are doing the same things and they're not concerned about organizing and growing together to the extent that, well, we always think they're progressives. Ukiwa na maandamano tuko hapo pamoja. Ukiwa na kitu inaletwa wapi tuko hapo pamoja. But have we not realized that we cannot be doing the same thing every year, year after year, and expecting change, expecting different results? We can never get different results using the same tactics you've been using. And so that means from now moving forward, we must not just go to maandamano, but we must go to maandamano with actual goal. We are going to this maandamano. What are we maandamanating about? What do we want to change? What are the strategic steps we are going to take to ensure that these things actually change? Strategy! So we must strategize. We must organize. We cannot just be blind going to the maandamano and saying, we must go and then what? We agree, I agree, we all agree that must go. But how? How? Another thing, if an individual, say if David decides today to start working on a strategy that is going to help us actually remove must go, we must be able to support David. We cannot say that Joshua also now has a better idea. If you have a better idea and this person already has started something moving, why don't we join forces and ensure that we can move together? We synergize. So ladies and gentlemen, what we are saying is this. The mood in the country is that we are tired. And everyone is saying we are tired. And everyone is saying Ruto's administration must go home. And we are also saying, this is me saying, and I know quite a number of people are saying, the option to Ruto's administration is not Gachagua, is not Raila, is not Kalonzo, is not Martha, is not Eugene, is none of those people.
It's not Matiang'I.
It's not Matiang'I. I was forgetting. No, they are not the option. We have an option. and we must work for that option. Kenyans must not be lied to. If you don't talk about Ruto, then you either talk about Matiang'I or Raila or Gachagua. No, that's nonsense. We are moving away. In fact, we have moved away from that. And so now we are going to speak about our future. And they are not part of our future. We have to chart our own path to ensure that the children of Kenya actually have a brighter future moving forward. Viva comrades, viva!
Viva!
Bunge la Genz,
United for change!
Bunge la Genz,
United for change!
United for change!
Bunge la Genz!
We must explore that option that we have. Hatuwezi sema tunachoka aje na tumeanza jana bwana. Hatuwezi choka, si ndio? So let us bring our heads together, let us bring our resources, energy, effort together. Let us synergize. Let us bring all the progressive forward-looking forces together and ensure that we work for a Kenya that all of us will be proud of. Bunge la Genz,
United for change!
Bunge, viva!
Viva!
Viva comrades, viva!
Viva!
Content.